Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be cleaning areas in my home that have gotten a little bit out of control. These areas have been bothering me, but they've also been a bit lower on my priority list. I've been working really hard getting my whole house back in order, and I finally feel some breathing room, so I feel like I can finally focus on those lower priority spaces. So I'm starting in the kitchen, picking everything up, washing the counters, wiping them down, doing the dishes. It's really not that bad in here, which is the same for the majority of my house, which is crazy to say, especially if you've been here for a while. You know how disastrous it can be in here, but the spaces that we are cleaning in today's video are probably the most disastrous in my entire house. And yes, they are really bad, but they are the last two spaces that are like this, and I am so proud of myself. Now, that is not to say that other spaces aren't messy, they're just not as much of a disaster as these two spaces. I think a mess is completely normal, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom with many young children, maybe you homeschool, or like me, I run two businesses at home on top of homeschooling and being a stay-at-home mom. So unless I was cleaning 24/7, which is completely impossible, there is going to be some mess. At one point in my life, it was hard for me to accept that it was always going to be slightly messy, but now it's not even that big of a deal. In fact, when I think about when my kids are older, maybe they've moved out and there's not all these dishes and all of the toys and the constant cleaning up. When I think about that, it makes me sad. I like the hustle and bustle of a big family and a busy life. I like the chaos and the joy that it brings. It really makes my heart so full. Before we keep going, I want to show you something that's been helping me keep up with housework a lot easier lately. This is the Roborock Qrevo S Pro. I've been using it to handle a lot of the day-to-day mess in my home. As a mom, anything that gives me back time matters, and this has been one of those behind-the-scenes helpers. It is a perfect maintenance solution for daily hands-free whole home cleaning. I really like that this is a full all-in-one system. The dock washes the mops with high-temperature cleaning, it dries them with warm air, empties the dust, and even refills the water tank. So it's not just cleaning the floors, it's maintaining itself too, which makes a big difference for everyday use. For actual cleaning, the suction is really strong at 18,500 PA, so it handles crumbs, dirt, and hair really easily. It works for real life messes and picks up everything without me having to go back over it. It has an anti-tangle side brush, which helps a lot with hair, not to mention the dual spinning mops that actually scrub the floor. The mops lift automatically when it goes onto carpet, so you're not dragging anything across to different surfaces. It's really good at getting into lower areas and around furniture, and it can detect and avoid obstacles, which matters in a house like mine when there's always something on the floor. It maps everything out and you can control it through the app. You can set routines or just tap and let it clean, which makes it super easy to stay on top of things without overthinking it because there's already so much on a mom's mind. I've also been using the Roborock F25 Ultra. This is their wet and dry vacuum. I love that the F25 Ultra has a built-in heating module in the machine that heats the water to 356 degrees Fahrenheit to turn it into steam, which will help remove stubborn stains more efficiently. You can also use it at 187 degrees Fahrenheit for hot water to remove grease and dried-on stains more easily as well. It also has an edge-to-edge cleaning roller that gets into corners, a blue light that helps illuminate hidden dust and fine particles so you can actually see what you're cleaning, and an anti-tangle roller for hair. It's also designed to be very easy to maintain, which makes a difference when you're using it regularly. Between the two of these, it's been a lot easier to stay on top of my home without spending all day cleaning. That just means there's more time for family, homeschooling, cooking, or just having a slow moment during the day. If you want to check them out, I'll have both the Qrevo S Pro and the F25 Ultra linked below in the description. Thank you, Roborock, for sponsoring this portion of today's video. I know we talked briefly about how much I enjoy having a busy, chaotic household, but I will admit it's really hard to feel that gratitude when you feel so overwhelmed by your house. Maybe there's lots of clutter everywhere, you're tripping over toys. Believe me, I've been there, and that's when it's important to take a break and reflect. Even in today's video, when I step into the kids' playroom, it is immediately overwhelming. It is extremely cluttered. I told myself when I started tackling that space that I would do 20 minutes at a time. Maybe it was a very difficult 20 minutes, and maybe it was a very easy 20 minutes where I felt like I could keep going, which happened most of the time, and I didn't give myself a set time in between going back into that room. Just at some point when I felt like I could, I made my way back in there and did another 20 minutes. It did take me 2 days, but at this point, everything is completely decluttered and organized. And by the way, a lot of the toys I organized, I would say 90% of them, I have packed away and they are unavailable to my kids. I did this because I am very tired of this playroom looking like this, and quite frankly, I'm just done doing this. So even though we've tried it before and it was not successful, we are going to try a toy rotation. And the way we are going to do this is when the kids start asking for something else, which they always do, they always start saying, "Mama, have you seen this? Mama, do you know where this is?" So once that starts to happen, we will rotate the toys and put in what they're asking for and take out something that they're not playing with. At this point, the one thing that will always stay is the kitchen, all of the kitchen stuff and the food. The kids always love playing with all of those toys. Side note, I found this nearly perfect condition Pottery Barn kitchen on the marketplace for $200. Considering that when you buy it from Pottery Barn, the shipping and everything makes it almost $1,100. So to get it in this nearly nearly perfect condition for $200 was a steal. Adeline got it for Christmas and she loves it, but so do the rest of my kids. They all play with this, probably the most out of any of the toys they have. Moving into the homeschool room, this counter area has become a drop zone, not only for schoolwork, but for quite literally everything and anything we need to set down. If we don't know where to put it right away, it ends up right here. So I decided to completely clear this counter off. I'm talking printer and everything. I want it to be completely bare, so if something lands on that counter, it means it needs to be put away. I ended up putting the printer in my office. We'll see if it works out. If it doesn't work out and I feel like it's better out there, then we'll just put it back. But for now, I want to see how this goes because I want to break everybody's habit of setting anything and everything down on this counter. As I'm clearing the counter off, I am actively creating a doom box. If you don't know what a doom box is, it's basically a box or a bag of a collection of items that you don't know where to put, so they just collect in one box or bag to be handled later. So the reason I'm using this big red doom box is because I have many small doom boxes around my house. So I wanted to go around my house and collect all of my smaller doom boxes or doom bags into one area so that I can just go through it all at one time instead of separately. This is controlled chaos, and I know myself, and the likelihood that I will go through each of these boxes or bags individually in one time span is extremely unlikely that I will stay focused on that. But if it's in one area and I dump it all out at one time, basically I'm telling myself, you have to get this done, otherwise it will stay a mess right here until you do. If you have trouble with decluttering, I always say make sure you declutter in an inconvenient spot. This way, while you're decluttering, you can't just stop and the mess goes away. Of course, you could always move it, but that takes work too. So when you're deciding which work to do while you're staring at something that needs to be decluttered, oftentimes just doing it will win and you'll get it done and you'll feel great. Speaking of decluttering, my house, everything you can see may be starting to get back in order, but it's what's tucked behind the cupboards, down in the basement, in the closets. Those are the areas that I'm really excited to start focusing on now that the main part of my house is getting back into order. The little console table under the whiteboard in the homeschool room is always a collection of assignments, whether complete or incomplete. There's always some age-appropriate activities for Wyatt and Adeline to do, while the older two are focusing on some more difficult schoolwork, but there's a general organization to this console table. It never gets too bad, so I'm just going to clean it up really quick. I'm actually going to take everything off of it as well, because looking at a space or a surface that is completely cleared of all clutter does something to my brain and just makes me feel so much better. Thank you so much for being here and spending some time with me today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.